So we've talked about a moving average strategy before, but there are some things we can do to optimize our moving strategy. And one thing that we can test is we can test different window variations, or in other words, different moving average calculations across different sections of our data frame. So we'll still need vector BT, and we're going to still import the similar suspects. And we're going to continue to use our stock portfolio to do this. And we're going to take the last 5 years, and we just need to close for those. So this is what it's going to look like when we get that data. And if you're not familiar with a moving average strategy, let's just take BNY here, and the fast moving average is going to be 10, and the slow moving average is going to be a rolling 30. And this is what it'll look like. This is the tail end of our data. And if I plot everything, you can see that each time the fast and slow crossover is when we would signal an entry or an exit, for example. So when the slow passes below the fast, that signals that we want to put in a buy, and when it goes back down, we want to short it. It goes back up, we want to. So in this instance, we would put in the, we would hope we would have a sell before it hit this. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to find these signals across all of our different security types, and then we're going to then calculate the returns on those and whether or not it was more advantageous to put in all these entries and exits, or whether we should have just held our portfolio. But in the previous video versus this video, what we're going to do is split our pricing indexes into 4 different ranges, and then we're going to test different window variations on that. So our slow is still going to be a 30 moving average, but our fast, we're going to have indexes for 10, and we're going to have indexes for 20. And it will make more sense after we've calculated the entries and exits, and I show you what the data frame actually looks like. So it's going to take a little bit longer to calculate these fast and slow moving averages, because it's not only testing 10, but it's also testing 20. And then we'll get the entries for each one of those variations in the index. We'll calculate our portfolio here by, this is essentially the back test where we're taking the signals, we're passing through our pricing for each split range here, and we're passing through our entries and exit signals, and it's going to calculate the portfolio returns here. So then we take the total returns, we're going to group by the index and the ticker, take the average. It's a stacked index, so we need to unstack it to plot it real quick. And when we plot it, you will see nothing. Why is that? It's just taking a long time to. Hold, please. Okay, apologies on that. It wasn't too difficult to figure out. I was using the vbt.plot, and for some reason, when you're using a collab, it doesn't like to plot it very easily, but you can easily fix that by just reducing out the plot and making sure that kind is bar. Otherwise, you'll get this weird line plot that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But what we're looking at here is essentially each section that we've divided out, and we're looking at the total returns of our sections, and the colors are the different stocks. So you can see in the first section, we've actually had the best performance here, and I think that's a 10-30 moving average. So one of the moving averages is using a rolling average of 10, the other is 30. So our slow, remember, is always going to be 30, but we're testing different fast moving average numbers here, calculations. And you see that it doesn't really work well across all of these. So this is our best performing total return section here. And then this is what it would look like if we just, what is this here? Oh, Is this the same thing? It is. I see. So I made a mistake. We don't need this guy here. So I'll just remove that. Okay, maybe I meant to show you, wow, this video went off the rails. But just know when you go to download this, um, that I've deleted out that first line that wasn't going to actually give you a graph. But this is the same thing. Another cool thing about Portfolio VBT is that you can just grab the orders and the stats, regrouping by true. So you can see the start and end period is 314 days, total records, blah, 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 average. And you can even pass through fees and whatnot, but you can see the average sell price, the average buy price for each entry and exit signal, the size, etc. Take a look at the Sharpe ratio of our portfolio, and this will help give you an understanding of what we're looking at here. So you can see that we passed through a fast moving average of 10 and 20. And so it's now, and then we're using a slow moving average of 30. And then we have different sections of our index that we're testing on as well. So what we're doing here is testing different window sizes for our fast and slow moving windows. And then we've split our indexes to determine whether or not, as time moves on, whether the Sharpe ratio stays consistent or our returns stay consistent, and they don't. So this is an excellent way of optimizing your moving average strategy and considering whether or not your windows, if you want to test different window sizes, you could do that here. And then this is a good way to understand whether or not your strategy continues to work as time moves on by splitting the sections into different indexes. In future videos, what I'm going to do is show you how you can optimize this even more by using a walk forward strategy. And we'll first test it on a single stock, and then we'll also perform the same on a portfolio of crypto. So stay tuned for that. If you like these videos, you like them to be free, you find that they're useful to you, you can find the notebook in the description. At the bottom, I have this little link where you can go and provide a one-time donation if you feel so inclined. It really, really gives me a good boost in compensation, and it allows me to really justify putting in all this time and effort. But, I really just appreciate you guys with the kind words and support and watching. So if you're not in a position to, don't worry about it. But yeah, hopefully you find these videos useful. I'll see you in future ones. Until then, trade safely. Bye.